Good morning, my fellow yogic travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, and live the life we love. From my awakened joy insights, we are inspired many times by facing adversity. It matures our perspective on life, makes us more compassionate than we might normally be. And it's strange that people take in a steady diet of what's wrong, of bad news, and then you can't see what's filling your cup. You can only see what's missing. If you're cautious about becoming too joyous in a world where it seems so absurd to say, I'm happy, I'm fine, I'm blessed, and that all is true. There's also a lot of suffering going on. But what's so strange is that people limit their joy. It's funny, they don't seem to put a limit on their pain. But when you practice yoga, you're not just going to wallow in contentment, but you're going to be awakening to living at its best. How can you see that your life is overflowing at the same time as there's challenges and adversity? That's the bitch of the teaching, isn't it? Well, yoga emphasizes the psychological and spiritual unity of the human species. Yes, there's been an aspect of what I would call trivialization of yoga, the deconstructionist aspect of yoga that's taken the postures out of the rest of the system, the postmodernist view that destroys the whole idea of the vision of unity, the cultural diversity that has us with great difficulty accepting the other, the stranger, and the fear of the other, the tribal malignancy that people have clung to for thousands of years that doesn't allow us to have what's called pseudospeciation, the ability to recognize what's human in the other. So we all have to reflect on what they call sacrifice, giving something up, such a fateri, making it sacred. We've been doing this for thousands of years, and the ancient cultures have something really intelligent to say about that. First, they say that there's a center. There's an axis mundi, a place from which all creation, the origins, come from. It's not neutered by talking about it, but one thing for sure is your anxiety level goes way down when you're in contact with it. That's the ultimate litmus test. If you're anxious, somehow you're not in touch with the center. In the old stories, the three magi, they knew something was about to happen in a little obscure place to a little being who was endangered and ultimately exiled. But there, the energy of the spirit was full and present and concentrated. So we're all taking this journey to the center, the pilgrimage to ourself. It's not outside yourself, but it is the eternal fount of all light, all empowerment. Doesn't matter if you call it Ma'at, Tao, the Dharma, the Torah, the temple, the Kaaba. It's a still point where peace and quiet exist. That's where the blessings of life flow. That's where abundance is. And of course, ultimately you realize it's not me. I don't control it. It's the great other. It communicates. It reveals itself. So the cosmos doesn't start from the edges. It springs or emanates from the center of itself outward. And this is why all the religious teachings have what they call a theology of redemption. How do you save yourself from the chaos? How do you find a way to be reborn into the fullness of your own being, which is the same as living spirit? So it's true that we have to overcome a couple of thousand years of patriarchy, where males have had tremendous coercive power over females. The male body's been trained for aggression, for increasing its pain threshold, even going celibate as a warrior phenomenon to show that I've cut all personal ties and I'm willing to die for what I believe in. And of course, that's prevented men from showing the grief and pain that they carry. But the key is always wholeness, or what I call dancing the four quarters. It's not really important the order in which you develop these qualities, but to be fully empowered in each one really is. So I call it the king and queen, the part of you that sits on a throne of power and dispenses justice and blessing. The inner magician, the witch or the wizard, the part of you that finds out the right intel and seeks to communicate it to the part of you that'll make decisions, but now it's informed decisions. The inner warrior, male and female, who draws boundaries, uses skill and action, and serves the throne worthy to be loyal to. And then most important is the inner lover, male and female lover, the part of you that plays, displays, shows joy. And if you're hooked up to the right intel and the right decision and the right action, then the joy flows from you in the form of the devotion to good works. So remember, there's nothing final about our current state of evolution, and we're all being lured towards balancing whatever opposite polarity needs to be looked at and integrated so we can see the strength of each other, bless the strength of each other, and share our own spiritual trajectories without depreciating or demonizing anyone or anything.